It's coming up really soon. South by Southwest 2022 is coming back to being an in-person event. And we all remember what happened in 2020. The whole pandemic sort of bubbled up just days before the South by Southwest conference. And they had to make the decision for the health and well-being of all their attendees and the citizens of Austin to cancel that event. God, it was devastating for so many people. And then last year, everything was virtual. But now, 2022, we're coming back to an in-person event. And if you're planning to come to Austin, Texas and participate in South by Southwest, you're probably very fired up, but you also want to make sure that you're thinking about how do I maximize my investment of time and money to come to Austin to attend South by Southwest. And one of the most important things that you can think about is how do I maximize the networking opportunities? Let's face it, we all go to conferences for two reasons. We go for the learning and the content, but we also go for those networking opportunities. Now, the content at South by Southwest is always amazing. The speakers they have are fantastic. I've had the honor to speak at South by Southwest several times, and I'll tell you, I love this conference. Now, one of the reasons I love it, though, isn't just what you can learn. It's the people who you meet. And yet, if you just show up without a plan, you're not going to be able to maximize your time, and you're going to just leave those opportunities on the sideline, which means you're going to leave your future opportunities for all kinds of business success. You're going to leave those behind. So in this video, I have 5 tips for you on how you can maximize the networking while you're at South by Southwest. And then if you stick around till the end, I'm going to give you 2 real quick tips about tacos. Because let's face it, you're coming to South by Southwest for the great content and the networking and just the whole experience of being in Austin in March. However, I know that you're also coming to eat great tacos. All right, so let's look at what you can do to make sure you maximize the networking. Number 1, have a plan for everything that you're doing at the event. That means before you arrive, spend time looking at the schedule and figuring out where are the most important keynotes and breakout sessions that you want to attend. What are some of the meetups and the happy hours and the company parties that you want to go to? And then also start thinking about how do I plan for the networking? Because people always say the best part of a conference is those serendipitous hallway conversations. But I'll let you in on a secret. You can plan for serendipity. So have a plan for the networking portion of the event. Figure out where do I have some downtime where I can schedule a meeting with somebody. Or figure out if you have nothing to do, where can you go where a lot of people are going to be, whether it's a hotel bar or a meetup area or a food station area where you can sit and have conversations with the people around you. Also, think ahead about when you get into a breakout session, get there early so that you can talk to other people and find out, hey, why did you choose this breakout? The more you plan for the event, the more success you're going to have in all aspects of experiencing South by Southwest. Now, my second tip is you want to bring business cards. Now, I know a lot of you are rolling your eyes going, oh, Tom, come on, this is 2022. I'm a millennial. Nobody carries business cards. Well, here's the problem. If you meet somebody and you want to keep in touch with them, what are you going to do? Just tell them, here, give me your phone. Let me put my number in it. The truth is, people don't want a ton of strangers putting their phone number in their phone. Plus, later on, I can't remember who somebody is. But if you give me a business card with your name on it, your phone number, and your email, all of a sudden I have a little memory. Smart people often write notes on the back of the business card. So when they get back to their hotel room or they get home later, they remember who that person was. If you just put a name and a phone number in a phone, I could totally forget who you are and you blend into everybody else. Now, what I would do is print up special business cards for your time at South by Southwest. Make sure it has your cell phone on it and your email on it. And then tell the person when you give them their card, by the way, this is how you can contact me over the next few days in case that person has an extra invite to a great meetup or a great party, or if they're looking for somebody to go to lunch with, or if they're putting together a group to go to dinner and they want to include you because they thought you were really cool. So having that business card just makes you stand out a little bit from the crowd, and having your cell phone number on it means it makes it really easy for people to be able to contact you. So don't just roll your eyes at the idea of a business card. Figure out how to use this to your advantage. Sometimes I get pushback and people go, Tom, that is so old school. But if it works for you and it makes you stand out and it helps you make connections, why do you care if it's old school, new school, or whatever? So have business cards when you come to the event so you make it easy for people to follow up with you. My third tip is make sure that you're talking to the people who are around you. When you get into a breakout room and you sit down, it used to be somebody else would sit like 3 chairs away. A few minutes later, somebody else would sit in the row in front of you. And eventually one of those people would turn around and say, "Hey, where are you from?" Well, that's the way it was 15 years ago. But now everybody walks into breakout rooms and they take out their phone and they sit in the chair and they just sit there typing away, checking Facebook, sending emails, doing everything that they do, and nobody talks to each other. The serendipity of having conversations with people around you that used to be the bedrock for attending a conference, that's all gone. Now people are always on their phones and they're missing having conversations with people around them. At the 2019 South by Southwest, I was walking through the Austin Convention Center and there was a line of 50 people waiting to get coffee at a coffee cart, and not a single person in line was having a conversation. Every single person was staring at their phone. That, my friends, is opportunity lost. Be the person who tries to have a conversation with the people around you. Now, not everybody likes to talk to strangers, and you're not going to get along and click with everybody. But try, make the effort. Talk to the people who are sitting around you before a presentation starts. Talk to the people in line when you're waiting to get, your meal or your coffee. Have conversations. The more you're willing to talk to people, the more the law of averages is going to work in your favor, that you're going to make connections with people that could lead to business opportunities or just making a great friend. My fourth tip is allow for serendipity. I know tip number 1 was have a complete plan for everything you want to do. At the same time, you have to leave room just to go with the flow, because sometimes you'll be on your way to something and you'll run into someone who you talked to the night before and they'll be like, "Hey, I'm going to this great meetup, come with me." And all of a sudden, if you're too attached to your plan, you might miss the serendipitous chance to go with that person, and it'll bring you to the exact right spot you want to be. Now, you don't want to just go with the flow the whole time, because opportunities may not arise, but you want to allow for just being in the right place at the right time. I can remember at South by Southwest, like 18 years ago, I was walking down the street and I ran into someone I had met that morning. And while we were chatting, he was about to get on a bus to go to a special VIP party, but he had a +1 invite. And he looked at me and goes, "Hey, do you want to come to this?" It was one of the hardest events to get a ticket to. And I said, "Yeah." And I jumped on the bus and I rode over there. And it's one of the greatest experiences I ever had at South by Southwest. And I met several people who I still keep in touch with to this day. So allow for that serendipity to impact your plan. Make the two work together. And then the fifth tip is follow up with the people who you meet. Meeting someone once at a conference does not make them part of your network. Meeting someone once makes them someone you have met once. And meeting someone once doesn't mean anything. Even if you connect with them on LinkedIn, one conversation really doesn't lead to anybody knowing who you are and how they can help you, or for you to figure out how you can help other people. So you need to make sure that you invest in the follow-up. When you get home, take a list of all the people who you met and separate it into 3 piles. I totally should follow up with these people. It would probably be cool to follow up with these people. And the third pile is, nope, no reason to follow up. Throw the third pile away and then work your way through those first 2 piles, making sure that you're following up with people in a meaningful way. I still think a handwritten note is the best way to follow up. Now, again, people go, "Tom, come on, how old are you? This is 2022. Well, yes, but some of the things that you can do that take a little bit more effort and are a little bit more old school and analog make you stand out from people who are just sending a text saying, "Nice to meet you." Well, that's great. But if you send someone a handwritten note that says, "Dear Rebecca, it was so great to meet you at South by Southwest. I really enjoyed our conversations about," and then list the personal things you talked about, and then say, "Meeting you was one of the highlights of my trip to Austin." Someone gets that card, they're going to feel great. So why would you cheat them out of feeling great? Take the time to follow up with a little bit more intention, a little bit more effort, and you're going to be able to build lasting relationships much better than just having likes, links, shares, and follows with strangers who you cross paths with once while you're at a conference. So those are my 5 tips. I hope that they help you have the best possible conference ever when you come to Austin for South by Southwest. Now, I promised you, if you stuck around till the end, I would tell you 2 things about tacos, because Austin is known for having amazing tacos. So number 1, while you're here, you have to eat breakfast tacos. In fact, I would recommend eating breakfast tacos every single day. Now, some of you say, well, Tom, we have breakfast burritos where I come from. It's not the same thing. The breakfast taco, it's a way of life in Austin. Now, the people in San Antonio will argue that they invented the breakfast taco and they took it to a bigger level than Austin. But those people in San Antonio, they're lying. Austin is all about the breakfast taco. And there are like 150 different places that you can get breakfast tacos. And when you're downtown for the convention, around the convention center, almost every restaurant you go to and every taco truck is going to have options for breakfast tacos. I'm a traditionalist. I like the potato, egg, and cheese breakfast taco in a flour tortilla, but you can get them in corn. You can get them in whole wheat. They'll put beans on it. They'll put avocado in it. They'll put different meats like bacon in there. There's all kinds of things you can do with the breakfast taco. And if you've never experienced the breakfast taco as a religion, the way it is in Austin, then make sure you dive in every single morning and eat your weight in breakfast tacos. The second thing is, where should you go for tacos? You really can't go wrong if you're in Austin, Texas. We have amazing tacos, but we have 2 chains that are based here that there's sort of the little pull between locals. Are you a Torchy's fan? Now, many of you have probably heard of Torchy's. They've gone national. A lot of their stuff is sold in stores and things like that. President Obama ate at Torchy's when he came to Austin while he was president. And then there's Taco Deli. Now, the people who like Torchy's will tell you that Torchy's is the best. They're wrong. Don't get me wrong. Torchy's is awesome. In fact, their queso, that sort of cheese dip that we eat here in Austin as if it was coming out of a faucet. I mean, people love queso. Torchy's queso is phenomenal. However, if you want to have a great taqueria experience where you're going to sit down and just have some amazing flavors of meats and vegetables in a tortilla, served up hot and fresh to made, you want to go to Taco Deli. And the great news is, while you're at South by Southwest, there's a Taco Deli right downtown at, I think it's like 3rd and Congress. You're not going to be sorry that you checked out Taco Deli. Now, maybe you want to check out both. Check out Taco Deli and Torchy's and come back and leave a message below about which one you like better. All right. I hope you have a great time coming to South by Southwest, and your experience of attending the conference is amazing. And it has both a lot of fun, a lot of learning, and you meet the type of people who are going to have an impact on your career moving forward. I hope that you can maximize the networking at the South by Southwest conference. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching that entire video. Do me a favor, subscribe to my channel. It would make me so happy. Just take your finger and push that little button, or your cursor, click that little icon that says subscribe. Thank you. Have a great day.